Okay, hopefully the background noise is not too bad, but here we go. We are going to explain the difference between a while loop and a for loop, as well as explain what each one of those things is. So for the while loop, I'm just going to use whatever MATLAB file I have here. The basic idea is that while, and then in here is where you put your condition, or what you're checking for if it's true. So I'm going to say while rabbits is less than take over world num. Well, rabbits is less than take over the world number. We're gonna do rabbits equals rabbits plus 1. So basically what's happening is inside of this while loop, we are saying that as long as rabbits are less than some take over the world number, then we're going to add 2 rabbits. And then, if I'm not much mistaken, I might have to put an end here. Now let's see what it's doing here. A neat trick with MATLAB. Oh yeah, an end might be missing. So I believe I have to put it inside here maybe. Let's see why this is red. Oh, I see. I do not have to use these curly braces. Yeah. Anyway, so between while and end is whatever is being done inside the while loop. And so, say you have these things right here. You have your while, rabbits is less than take over the world number. Now, both of those are going to be variables, so I'm going to say rabbits equals 0 at first, right? And then I'm going to say take over world num is going to be equal to 1 million. Let's make it 10 million, just for the fun of it. And so, if I run this loop, then eventually we should see that rabbits gets all the way to 9,999,999 because it'll actually get all the way to 10 million because it's going to count up, and then when rabbits equals 9,999,999, it's going to increment it one more time in this line right here, and it's going to go to 10 million, and then it's going to come back and it's going to be like, oh wait, 10 million is less than 10 million? That's not true. Okay, we get to move on here. We get to skip to back, in front of this end, and we get to do, whatever. So we'll just say this is more code. Sorry, I need to use these to comment. So, we're going to have more code down here. And, you could have more code up here as well. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, this is how a while loop works. And you can see that once we run this code, rabbits is equal to 10 million, and take over the world number is equal to 10 million. Obviously, we did not set that. So now the rabbits, of course, have taken over the world. Alrighty, but everybody, let's get back to the for loop. I guess we were never at the for loop to begin with, so let's just go to the for loop. Now, the for loop in MATLAB is pretty straightforward. Rather than checking for a value inside of some parentheses, so remember in while, we said that while, rabbits is less than take over world number. I'm not going to type all that out now. Or in other words, rabbit is less than 10 million is the number that we chose. So for a for loop, instead of doing that, what you can do is say for some variable bills equals some number to some number. So we can put a vector right here, or really the shorthand to put a vector. Remember, everything's a vector in MATLAB, so it makes things pretty easy. So we can say for bills equals 1 through 10. And then we're just going to do print, I believe it's print f bills. And we can do that, and that makes things really simple. So if we run this, you will see that it should print 1 through 10. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I'm just going to write bills because I know it'll print that. Okay, so forget that I did any of that print stat for crap, and we're going to do this. Only I put a semicolon, so it's not going to work. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to run through once, bills is equal to 1, 1 through once, bills is equal to 2, 1 through once, bills is equal to 3, 1 through once, bills is equal to 4, runs through it the 5th time, 6th time, 7th time, 8th time, 9th time, 10th time. Anyway, so that's how a for loop works. And what's interesting about a for loop is that, since you can use this vector shorthand notation, I could say it's equal to 1 colon 7 colon, 800 or 8,000. And, this is just a shorthand to make a vector that goes from 1 to 8,000, incrementing by 7 each time. And so if I run this, now I have a huge command line. But I have a ton of values, and it's really useful.